Alright, so for this cheese, it's my usual raid base, but you can probably find spots to do this cheese all over the map. All you need is like a little wall that you can get in behind. So I had my pal box over here. Just before I start, I suggest you move it a little bit further away, and I'll get to why later. So it's just this little wall here on the other side of the fast teleport. If you walk into this crevice here, it patched the part where you walk like into it, but if you stand a little bit further away and stand up, you get in behind this kind of invisible wall. And this wall you can shoot through it, but the bosses can't shoot back. So that's just a quick how to get in behind that wall. So I'm going to be starting with Xenolord. So I did also do Xenolord Ultra, but I don't really recommend this tactic for it. I think you will probably need to tweak your player damage settings. It needs you to land pretty much perfect headshots throughout the entire 10-minute fight to do it, while also managing all those ads and everything. So you get in behind the wall, he might target you with an attack while you're getting in behind there. Then you stand in this little corner here, and you probably want to use your Frostallion. You don't have to, it depends a little bit on what you're doing, but you take your Frostallion or whatever, you go into this corner. So I'm using a Frostallion and 5 Gobfins for this one, or 4 Gobfins and 1 Frostallion. And then I have the Plasma Cannon just for the maximum amount of DPS, since you probably won't be missing a lot of shots against the target just standing still. And this is why I think you should move the PAL box a little bit further away than I have it. Just because he will do that Cosmic Meteor and slam the PAL box. And since the PAL box was pretty close to me in this attempt, if I didn't back away from the wall, I would take the area of effect damage from the slam itself, which you can avoid by just building the PAL box a little bit further away. But I didn't want to redo the fight anymore. I'd already tried it a couple of times to see like the positioning. So I found that it works like wherever you stand kind of behind this wall. But I found it to be most consistent when going left here. You see he runs left to sort of like find you. And you go into this corner. So it worked everywhere, but this one was the one that seemed to work best for getting him to do the Cosmic Meteor the least. So for the setup, I think you should be using the 3 attack pendants and probably a Ring of Dragon Resistance if you got it, or a Ring of Dark Resistance, just to tank like random hits, or if I'll get to the ads soon, but that's just, like instead of a triple jump boots or a thermal shirt, you probably want to wear a Ring of Resistance with your 3 attack pendants. And then I kind of forgot that I wasn't wearing a helmet, but that helps as well. So you can see that it's not like a totally perfect setup. Sometimes he will attack you through the wall a little bit randomly. He seems to do it like once per fight. Most of his attacks get blocked by the wall, but the Omega Laser does not. So you just grapple the wall there and you just hang on. And then you jump down again. And then he eventually stops. He does like 3 or 4 attacks. He did it about once per fight. And I think it might be like if I clipped a wing through the wall or something, or he just decided to use 3 attacks. But overall that's not a problem if you have, like, you use some healing potion on yourself. Probably a healing potion on your pal. And then like some decent defense armor. Since I'm just using like the cosmetic Björn hat, I kind of forgot I was wearing it. I'm missing out on quite a bit of armor. Got Stronghold Strategist on my Gobfins. That would have scaled as well. That's pretty much like how it plays out. We got the ad spawning as well, covering that a little bit. When the ad spawn, the plasma cannon has enough area of effect to nuke them down when they're all clumping up like this. So just sacrifice a couple of shots on the ads. Sometimes they stand next to Xenolord. And something else is, I don't have a combat Frostallion yet, but since you're not doing any movement-based stuff, you could probably go like Demon God, Serenity, Vanguard, Legend or something, and just like increase your DPS output with using some Holy Burst, Double Blizzard Spikes, whatever. Just something to help you clear the ads a little bit, and actually, it doesn't hurt to be spamming Holy Burst on Xenolord when he's just staring at the wall. And sometimes the ads will clip through the wall, as you saw there, but they're pretty easy to deal with, like 1 to 3 Xenovaders at a time. So once the boss is done, you grapple that wall, you climb out. So So it seems to work for all the raid bosses. I mean, it works for Xenolord Ultra, but you need almost perfect like headshots throughout the entire 10 minutes, never miss a shot. Even when he's teleporting, you need to be hitting headshots with the plasma cannon. And then you also need to like not get one shot by a random skill he sends through the wall. So it's not super viable. I still think the easiest way to do the Ultra Xenolord is to just use that pal pod strategy with your 15 raid pals and some rescue pals. But you can always hide in here, I guess, if your pals go down and finish him off. That's also a little bit of a viable tactic, if you want to call this a tactic. It's a little bit of a glitchy cheese to hide behind a wall. But it's a part of the game. It's all fair. But just something fun to do. It seems to work well against Ryu. A little bit better than Xenolord, since he's not like blasting into the wall. And here I'm just trying out a little bit. This is also full movement speed Asherobe. And Asherobe doesn't have a lot of attack to begin with. But if you want to do this tactic a little bit better, just if you don't mind breeding a couple of eggs for it, you can get that like Serenity, Demon God, maybe even like Musclehead Vanguard, just pure damage on your mount to increase it. Because I have this, this is a pure damage Anubis. Unfortunately, I didn't have Holy Burst on it yet, I just wanted to try it out. But during phase 2, you send out your party pal, and something you may have noticed is that the raid bosses never target your party pal. So it's pretty safe to just have Anubis out there fighting the boss. It doesn't matter, it's not a problem. I think you can see him down to the right doing his thing. If he manages to hit a big rock burst here, it's actually quite a lot of damage. Yeah, there you go. He's flying around. But he doesn't hit a very big rock burst there. Unfortunate timing. He tends to... Like, if he misses one, it looked like he almost timed it with the boss's teleport. So Ryu will keep teleporting, but his slam isn't as big as Xenolord's. So you probably won't get hit behind here accidentally. But it works the same, just aim for the like space between the horns or the horns themselves. I found that shooting him in the face was not a headshot, apparently. So it's the same thing there, you just slide in behind the wall. So this little spot, I just accidentally found it when I was raiding. I did like a grapple launch slide thing and just ended up behind the wall. But I found some other locations throughout the map. It's just that I've always had my raid base here. But you'll probably find, like, just find those little overhangs that you can go crouch and go in under, and then you're through the wall. There's probably a bunch of locations. If you find a location like this, but it has a bit more, what do you say, overhead, like overhang stuff, you can probably ignore the Xenolord ads as well. So for Libero, this is probably the place where it worked worst, ironically. Because if you stood near the wall, she would just go close and then Nightmare Bloom you. So, like, if you are level 60 with good defense and good armor, Nightmare Bloom doesn't matter that much, but you probably don't want to be tanking Nightmare Blooms throughout the fight. So I found that actually standing further away was better, because you can shoot her while she's using her skill. It's not like Xenolord or Ryu. If you just moved further away, she would just kind of Nightmare Bloom the ground instead. Like, she used to Nightmare Bloom the pal box, but it doesn't seem like she does that anymore. She doesn't know where it is or something. So just moving further away from the wall, she will keep Nightmare Blooming and give you some easy headshots. So that's it for this Raid Bosses Can't Hit Back Cheese 2.0. Thanks for watching.